Hello guys, hello my dear subscriber. I back to my beloved Zimbabwe. Today my first day. It was very long trip from Los Angeles to Harare, and really I left airport 2 hours 2 hours before. Now I am resting in Willow Lodge, one of the best lodge in Harare. And my first interview, I especially invited Paida, my very good friend, and
Hello.
she's subscriber of my channel, and just the same, she's owner of Anxiety Support
And
Trust.
Awareness
Yeah.
Center Trust.
Trust.
Yes.
Let's go. We are going to take one of the table and to have conversation with
Yeah.
very interesting person, one of my best friend in Zimbabwe, Paida. She can explain for you everything. I am using today, you can see special African outfit. Let's go. We can explain for you everything. Okay, Paida, let's go to take table. Yeah. You can see Willow Lodge is beautiful. Unfortunately, now dark time. Tomorrow morning I am going to show for you everything. It's very nice lodge in Barandale area, Harare. And after my long trip, because I spent 2 days in my trip, I want to have rest, but does not matter. I am really exhausted, but I am invited. Paida explain everything about her trust and why we make a plan about our future job together. Okay, Paida, you can explain everything.
All right. So we've been friends with Dr. Elena for quite a while, since
Yeah.
last year, I think, and she's been really helpful. I've been asking for advice from her for a very long time, and she's been really great and a reliable source of information. And we're asking her to come on board onto our trust as an advisory patron and also as a board of trustee. So we're going to really have a great team, and we're in the process of actually signing off some documents to
Yeah.
include her into
Why she
our
came? Because we
organization.
signed now. I only came 2 hours. I'm in Harare.
Yeah, and
in
I
my
didn't-
beloved Zimbabwe.
Yeah, and I didn't want to exhaust her further, so I just thought I would come and visit her where she is and she's relaxing. So I'm going to say a little bit about the
At
trust.
least explain for my friends, for my subscribers, because mostly of my subscribers from United States.
Okay.
Can you explain about your trust?
Okay, so Anxiety Support and Awareness Center Trust was initially Zimbabwe Anxiety and Awareness Center Trust, which I started after I've just completed my honors with UNISA. I was based in South Africa doing my psychology studies, and when I came back home to Zimbabwe, there were really limitations of jobs, and I still had to wait until I do my master's and probably, hopefully, my PhD for me to actually practice as a psychologist. And I was burning inside to actually help people.
You wanted to do something else.
Yeah, and I was burning to do something to help people. And I thought to myself, what can I do? So I decided to start a trust. It's something that I have been actually, in a way, been doing for a long time without actually my knowledge from the time I was small. I used to
Did not have experience. Yeah.
Exactly. I would, as a brownie, when I was like really small, when my mom was still taking brownies and Girl Guides at their school, they would take us to homes and would help the elderly and the orphans and all that. So it's something that was ingrained within me for a very long time, to be compassionate towards people and to help people. So when I decided to start this trust, it's not something that was out of a whim. It's something that is really close to my heart to assist people. And I thought, what's a great way to incorporate my profession or my studies with my passions and the things I enjoy. So I decided to start a mental health organization which assists people to know more and to be knowledgeable about mental health. Because in Africa, I will particularly speak about Zimbabwe, a lot of people still have stigma around mental
It's
health.
not only in Zimbabwe. My opinion,
Yeah.
in each country, stigma to talk about mental illness.
Yeah. So it's really sad because a lot of people go for a long time without actually being aware that they need actual mental health assistance for them to get help. And so our aim is to really bring awareness to people, and that they remove that sort of shame around knowing that there is they have a mental health condition which needs attention. So the whole idea is to actually help people so that they can actually be aware what is wrong with them, or when they actually need to look for someone when they need help, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic, where people have been enclosed and they had to face themselves for longer periods of time. Most of the times people use forms of escapism, like going out to clubs or going to have fun somewhere else, but now they were faced when they were like trapped at home. And they had to face themselves, or they were like, their social circles were sort of like limited, and they had to introspect or to really look who they are, or just facing themselves. And some people could not stand it. There were a lot of people who were depressed. It's something that what I'm happy about presently as we speak. There are lots of people, psychologists and psychiatrists and mental health workers, working 24/7 every day to really make this work. And we have the World Health Organization as well, trying to pitch in to assist to make mental health in our country and all over the world to be reachable and accessible to everyone, which is, I really applaud all the people who are doing that, especially the team that is on the mental health initiative team, who are doing great work, including ourselves. But
and according really statistic explanation from WHO organization, due to COVID-19 we have number one, it's anxiety disorder, people suffering like complication, anxiety disorder and social phobia, why exactly attention for anxiety disorder, it's very important. And the only team, like Paida explained, psychiatrist, psychologist, social worker, plus you are just the same psychologist, people who are doing proper management, how to organize help of especially Zimbabwean people suffering from anxiety associated with COVID-19. And you said you make a plan now to do not only Zimbabwean support
awareness center. It's actually the initial name was Zimbabwe Anxiety Support and Awareness Center, but
now
we've like
make a plan about international.
Yes, we want to involve the whole world, because we are in a global world now. So we decided to change the name to call it Anxiety Support and Awareness Center, and we are going to have a PVO with the former name, so that we don't completely eradicate that. So our aim is to actually touch different lives all over the world, and it has been amazing. You'll be surprised how many people out there are willing to help, and we've had people all over the world reaching out to give support in terms of giving presentations. We have right now different programs which are running, and we are mainly targeting all walks of life, from all age groups, from children to teenagers to men, women, the elderly, everyone who's affected directly or indirectly with mental health. So we want this to be an organization for everyone, not just for professionals, but also the beneficiaries who may have mental health conditions or who are afflicted directly or indirectly by mental health conditions. So we are making a plan to make this accessible to everyone. So we have a WhatsApp platform where we form groups, because that's the easiest form of communication for an average for an average Zimbabwean.
WhatsApp and Zoom,
even on Zoom as well.
Zoom and WhatsApp,
yes, we use Zoom, we use WhatsApp, sometimes Skype, but sometimes not that accessible to a lot of people, but it's workable for those who have access to that. So we mainly using WhatsApp platforms and Zoom to be able to disseminate information, considering that there is still a little bit of restriction when it comes to because of the pandemic, but it's really been mitigated slowly. But people are opening up more, because we are reaching out to people when they are distressed or feeling stressed because of what they're experiencing. So we are trying our best, and I really want to say thank you to all the mental health professionals out there who have been volunteering with our organization and making it a great organization for people to access and get information. I want to say thank you to all of them. I cannot mention everyone by name because they're so numerous, but you know yourselves, and I really want to thank you for helping, including Dr.
Because
Elena.
I made several video about anxiety disorder, about social phobia. Really, it's voluntary because Paida asked me, doctor, send for me a video, or can you make video? I did
Exactly,
everything.
which
I
is
hope
like
it's gonna
wonderful.
help people at least to get information and at least understand that somebody can help. You know,
Exactly.
like suicidal case. We had main goal to explain for people that this one is treatable, you know, and you can look for psychologist, psychiatrist, or counselor who can help. Just the same anxiety disorder or social phobia.
Exactly.
And Paida, thank you very much, because really, if I'm going to member of advisory board, I try to represent your organization, your trust in the United States. Look for donor, look for people who can help our beloved Zimbabwe
Thank you
who are
so
suffering
much.
from anxiety.
Thank
and
you.
before finished our interview from Paida, really she's unique person, you know, because she's doing really great job in Zimbabwe, try to help all people, like she said, doesn't matter age, try to people who are suffering from anxiety, especially connection with COVID-19. And briefly explain for me about your patron, because patron was Dr. Stamp.
Oh yes.
Really, he was just the same. I know Dr. Patron very well, Dr. Stamp very well. I knew him because he passed away in 2017.
Yeah.
2017. Because it was great person. It was unique person. He was long time Minister of Health, and after retirement, he was health advisor for President of Mr. Mugabe. But he did very great voluntary job. And when I was forensic psychiatrist at Mlondolozi, he came regularly to check up situation at Mlondolozi Hospital, how to help mentally ill patient. And his job, my opinion, was really very, very great. It was surprising because Paida said he was patron.
Yes. So when I started this organization, the trust, I was still doing my studies, and I was thinking to myself, by the time I finish my studies, at least I will have created a job for myself. That was the thought I was thinking, and many other graduates who didn't have jobs. That was my mindset when I created this organization. And because the statistics of graduates who didn't have jobs was really high, and I was thinking to myself, why do we have to wait to be employed by someone else?
How he got information about you? You went to see him, or how did you meet him?
Well, we always used to see him on television doing all this good work.
He was very famous person.
And I was thinking,
he was many years Minister of Health, but he had very simple behavior.
Yes, he was
very
what I liked about him was that he was very humble, and he was always reaching out to helping people, which is just so I really resonated well with his demeanor. And I thought to myself, since he's not the Minister of Health, he might have less work on his table. So let me approach him and as an for him to be our patron and advisor. Because I was thinking to myself, I can't really. Not that other people are not competent.
You can't get another person, because he was very competent, you know.
Yes,
and he liked psychiatry. You know?
Yes, and what the reason why I didn't want to approach other people who were always busy is that they had a lot on their plates. Like I couldn't approach like the minister or anything because they already have. You would probably spend weeks before you can get an appointment with the minister. But with him as an advisor to the President's office and him having knowledge of being in the Ministry of Health, I thought he would have been.
His job very well.
I thought he would have been an excellent person to approach because he was more on a relaxed schedule than when he was actually the minister. So I told myself after my studies I'm going to approach him when I finished registering my organization.
And he was agreed.
And he agreed without the blink of an eye. I was so overwhelmed that he was, at first I was doubtful. I was like, he's probably going to think this student hasn't even done her master's and she's approaching me with this, but he didn't say no. He was open to help. And there's such people who motivated me. I have lots of other people currently today who are great mentors in my life, professional mentors, whom I have been in touch with, and they've touched me, my life in a very tremendous way, and they keep on shining before me, and I see them as a beacon for doing great things. And it's great to know that even when we're experiencing hardships in Zimbabwe, there are still people going out there doing good things and motivated to do good for other people. So I'm really, even if our country doesn't have so much great publicity sometimes, but I know there are lots of people out there with good hearts, golden hearts. And in each person, I believe there is goodness in each person. All we need to do is to cultivate and to tap into that, because every person has goodness in them. And that's what we want to cultivate. If we work together and bring the goodness out of each person, it will be a beautiful world. And we are now living in a global world where we meet different people. It's just something I've learned.
You know, by the, at least people everywhere, because I have now my subscriber and from United States and from India, from Pakistan, exactly too many people from Zimbabwe. And I only came first day, I'm exhausted, but I decided, can I take interview for my dear Paida, because it's unique person who is doing hard job, you know, voluntary job. He try to help people who are suffering from anxiety or any type of depression. We started today my first interview. At least you know how many unique people in Zimbabwe, how many very interesting people in Zimbabwe. For today, that's all. If you are interested of Paida, what she's doing, if you are interested of her organization of Anxiety Trust of Zimbabwe, please can you send for me comments? I can give information how to connect, how to communicate with Paida, and how to help. How to help this organization. For today, that's all, my dear. Bye.
Thank
See
you.
you.